Today on the channel, we've got a sensational review, if I don't say so myself, as we've got Sensational Sherri Mattel Elite SummerSlam Edition.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel Elite unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got a sensational one, as we've got Sensational Sherri. But remember, for all your wrestling figure needs from Mattel, make sure you hit up Wrestling Collector Shop, use discount code Kyle and discount code Kyle10 to save. And that sensational one, Sensational Sherri, here at the table again. Her second Elite figure, and of course, you know, we'll compare that to that one in her Jakks Classic Superstars later on in this unboxing. But very exciting time to get managers in the Elite lineup. It's one thing we absolutely love as collectors. Now bring us Slick and Captain Lou Albano. Bring us some more of our classic managers we really want. Heck, bring me more Bobby Heenan's. I'd be fine with that. But to get this iconic version of Sensational Sherri when she was managing Shawn Michaels, man, I'm here for that all day long, so this should be a pretty good one. And of course, we're going to do this like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's take a look at old Sensational Sherri in the packaging. Brand new SummerSlam era packaging. Now, traditionally, the SummerSlam line from Mattel has been part of the regular Elite series. Now it has branched off in its own little set. It's its own little 4-pack with a Build-A-Figure. It's very much like the WrestleMania wave, the Royal Rumble wave, and of course the Survivor Series wave. I think that is really cool. I believe these will be available everywhere, similar to the WrestleMania wave. We'll see it pop up all over the place for a long time to come, is usually what happens. And it is May right now. SummerSlam in August. You got a long time till these are off the shelf. So I think these will be around for about a good 6 months or so from various retailers after all things are said and done. But Wrestling Collector Shop has these right now and are shipping if you are so inclined. But there is old Sensational Sherri looking only like a Sensational Sherri could look. You got the Dominic Build-A-Figure, you got her name, the WWE logo, the Elite, and then you got her in the package there looking fantastic. I love Sensational Sherri. I hated her a lot when I was a kid, and it's funny, that old Brutus Beefcake was all convincing us that she was Scary Sherri, and she was the ugliest thing in the world, which is funny. To a little kid, you're like, yeah, Brutus, you're right, yeah. When actually, Sensational Sherri was actually pretty hot. And I didn't find that out till much, much later, but she's definitely looking good here. This will be interesting to take a look at when we get it out of the package. Right on the side there she is. Interesting hairdo, interesting look there. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like a poster from the olden times. The olden times, and one of my favorite times, the olden times. SummerSlam logo at the top and the Elite logo at the bottom. Elite Collection, Sensational Sherri, SummerSlam, True Effects, Certified Authentic, all that fun stuff we're used to. And then on the back, where the magic happens, we got the tail of the tape. We got the blurb, much appreciated. You guys know I love both of those. You got Dominic down on the side, which is fairly funny. It's going to be interesting building Dominic, and we'll talk about that at the end of the week, as of course we'll unbox all these one by one. Then the very last video, we're going to build Dominic, and I'm going to rank the wave from my least favorite to my favorite, like we always do. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. Got the old cross-sell down there, the rest of the line. Like I said, we'll unbox all those this week. Let's read the tail of the tape on old Sensational Sherri. Let's see what she's up to. She is from New Orleans, Louisiana. She is 5'7", and her finisher, the sleeper hold, like a young Brutus Beefcake is what that is. Career highlights: WWE Women's Champion, AWA Women's Champion. That's where I saw her for the first time as a very little kid, and I didn't put two and two together until many years later. WWE Hall of Fame inductee, quite the speech around that time. She had a little resurgence there around then. She came back with Kurt Angle for a Shawn Michaels feud for a second, but could have got a lot more out of Sensational Sherri, I think. Just kind of sad. Obviously, she died very young. And it says here, SummerSlam 1992 saw Sensational Sherri caught in the middle of a battle between the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels and Rick the Model Martel. And it's a battle I'm still stuck between. I just can't choose a side. They're just both so beautiful. And Sherri was in the same boat. That's what happens from time to time. But let's get her out of the package. Let's see what's doing here. Let's see what's going on. Little WWE logo back there. A little different than we've seen before. But we have seen a see you later in the past. So there it is. There's see you later. Then we get Sherri here. We get the Dominic legs going on. I can't wait to dive into this Dominic Build-A-Figure. I can't wait to dive into that one. Get two extra hands there. I assume those are Dominic. No, those are Sherri hands. I thought they were Dominic hands, but no, those are Sherri hands. And then we got Sherri in the package as well. Let's pop all this stuff out. Dominic. I don't think Sherri is locked in anywhere. Which which is great, not having to get the scissors out. Bam! See you later. Goodbye. You got the Dominic legs right here. Just two little legs going. Like I said, we'll dig into him later. Then you get to hands. Sherri came to fight. She was not one to lay back like Miss Elizabeth. She was right up there. She was ready to throw down at a moment's notice. Obviously, Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan getting some of her wrath over the years among many other superstars. So she's got two fists of fury on her already. She does have the gripping hands here, so you can mix and match. Choose your own hand adventure, as we always say on the channel. So we got those. Now we get down to business. We get down to Sensational Sherri. How cool is this figure? A lot of new sculpting, a lot of new decorations going on here. And we're going to break it down. We're going to go line by line or body part by body part, how about? But we're going to start at the head. Definitely looks like her. It's just crazy with that big poofy hair going on that she had. I don't know how much work that took to get up there. I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife. She might know how much work that would take. But yeah, definitely very, very cool hair sculpt. Not head, hair sculpt here. Looking really good. Nice black going on. And then you guys know I'm a sucker for a face paint. Even a little bit of face paint. She's got, I don't know what that is on the side of one of her face. She's got some kind of decoration. It looks like SS. Was that what it was? I threw the box. But I think it's the Shawn Michaels kind of red heart on the other cheek. Got quite the eye makeup going on there. Her eyes do look a little bit sleepy, a little bit out there, like something's going on. But it is what it is. You definitely know this is Sherri, though. If somebody gave you this head sculpt, you'd say, oh, yeah, that's all Sherri. And her head pops right off just like that very easily. Like we see most Elite figures these days. You can pop the head off, switch them around if you need to. And you get down to her top here. And at first I thought these lines were all painted on. Well, of course they're painted on, but they are actually sculpted into the sculpt there. So that is nice attention to detail. They could have really took the cheap way out and just painted white lines and called it good, but you can actually feel the lines here. She's got a nice choker collar going on, and then those lines continue even onto her shoulders. Get brand new sculpting on the arms right here, and it is very interesting how this is done. I thought it was like a sleeve you could maybe pull off or it was in there, but it's all one sculpt. It is not removable. We do have double jointed elbows going on here, but not pinless, unfortunately. So the pins do catch your eye a little bit, especially on the underside where you can see the pins against it, but it is double jointed. The fists do look a little bit small, even for Sherri being a female. The cuffing on this, and that's just the way it was with the hearts all the way down here. It's kind of a thicker arm than a normal female arm, so it makes the hand look a little bit smaller than it should, but it still looks good if you look at it. It's not like the China situation from the Legends unboxing we did. Then you get down, you got all kinds of hula hoop going on. Nice sculpt going on, hanging down as well here. Looks really good with the gold paint and the white. Beautiful right there. And then you get the same kind of thing going on her waist. On the side, much like her arms, you get the hearts going down. You do have the pins, but you do get the double jointed knees, so you can move those all the way back, what kind of posability you want. Then you get the ankle. The ankles look a little bit Todd McFarlane-ish. You know, it's one of my gripes with the DC McFarlane line. You can see that ball, and then you see the feet. That's what you get right here. You get that ball right there, and then you get down to the feet. Nice white and red on the laces, and then it is a high heel. So this could be a little hard to stand, I'm guessing. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little harder to stand. It could be done, but you're definitely going to need a stand, and of course we got a stand for her right here. And of course she fits perfectly on that stand, so we do have that. On the back there, one of the things that we were really wondering what would happen is her butt cheeks, of course. They were on prominent display back there in SummerSlam 92. You don't get quite the full effect you got in the SummerSlam match there, but you do get a little bit of the effect. I think this is good enough. It's tasteful enough for the toy market for an action figure to get through with Mattel and all that, but not quite screen accurate, we'll say. But all in all, I love this. I love more manager figures. Somebody like Sensational Sherri, there's so many looks she could have. There's so many different ones we could get out, and I hope they do. I hope they keep coming with more Sensational Sherris. Give us more manager figures. It's something that's lacking. I love these Build-A-Figure sets. If you got to stick a manager in that way, I'm fine with that as well. But she is definitely a welcome addition to me in my collection. Of course, you get the Shawn Michaels. I believe this is what, Ringside Collectible exclusive back in the day? Gosh, it's been so long. But you can kind of pair these guys up if you need to on your shelf as well. Of course, we got other Sensational Sherri figures. Here was the Elite. This was like a collector's edition, a Walmart exclusive. Very hard to get for a while. I think you can still get her on Amazon if you really need this version of Queen Sherri. But you got to have her next to Macho Man. Got to have her next to HBK. I'd love a solo run when she was a wrestler. It'd be great to have a wrestler Sherri. I don't know if that would be in the cards. Or a Sherri to go with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and all that kind of black attire. there's a lot of different things we could get out of Sherri, so hopefully we keep those coming. And then the one I really wanted to compare it to, the one I was most excited to, is of course near and dear to my heart, Jack's Classic Superstar Sensational Sherri. Similar but different. Obviously, you got, 15 years in between these figures, so you're going to have a lot of improvements. But I do think this one still holds up very well. There could be some people that say, I'm good with this one, I don't need this one, and I'd understand that. Very similar but different. More sculpting on here, more articulation, all that kind of fun stuff. But both faces, all day long that this is Sensational Sherri. I think some could even make the argument they like the Jax one just a hair more. I think she's got a little bit better tan. I remember her being a little more this tan than this tan, but still both really good figures. And then, of course, you get back to the back door there, see what's going on. You can kind of see those differences going there. But two very strong figures. I'm glad I have both these in my collection. This one is going to be high on my list. This is one I was very excited for, and I'm happy to say it does not disappoint. Kudos to Mattel. Very happy to get this Sensational Sherri. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You all in on this Sensational Sherri? I have to think female figures a lot of times peg warm, but it's been a while for Sensational Sherri. It's an iconic look. I could see this one doing a little bit better than some of the other recent female figures. Mae Young, for example. We'll see what the future holds, but let me know your thoughts on this Sensational Sherri figure. Of course, if you like this video and you've made it this far, you might as well give it the old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. Follow along on Patreon for this video and many other videos much, much earlier for Patreon members. You can be a part of giveaways, exclusive content, all that kind of fun stuff. And best of all, you get to support the channel. And then follow along on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for Sensational Sherri, don't call her Scary Sherri, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.